Welcome. This is BloombergQuint, and we are wrapping the markets at this point with an advance coming in. So that's, of course, a positive when it comes to the Nifty, advancing by around, well, marginally, but there are a lot of gainers out there to talk about. And I'm going to start with Yes Bank, and we're going to talk about Yes Bank in just a bit as well. That was the biggest gainer on the Nifty50 today, up nearly 26%, followed by Eicher Motors, Kotak Mahindra Bank, and HCL Technologies, also up by as much as 2%. On the losing end, we have some pressure on Z Entertainment. Hindalco, along with Bharti Infratel and Reliance Industries, were largely weighing down on the benchmark index. Let's take a look at the broader markets too. And today we have, well, one gainer for one loser on the NSE 500 when it comes to the advanced decline ratio. But you do have the likes of Future Consumer advancing by around 10%. We're good, looking at good gains in Union Bank of India, Responsive Industries, Lemon Tree Hotels, Reddington, all of them advancing by well over 7%. On the other hand, on the losing end, we have NLC India, which is under pressure, down 14%. Future Lifestyles, TV Today Networks, and Midhani declining further as well. But let's get in a perspective here from our markets editor, Neeraj Shah. Neeraj, how are you reading into things today?
Interesting day of trade. We didn't quite participate in the same gusto as the world markets did, if you will. Yeah. Asia too was doing okay, and for a while we did okay. But remember, when we started off, we were not doing all that great. It's only post the Yes Bank, Bloomberg story around Yes Bank and SBI that some of the banks like Kotak, etc. rallied, and therefore we had that up move and eventually died down. So while it's back to global markets, India certainly has some pressing issues of its own, I think. And mind you, Agam, if you look at it closely, it is not necessarily the coronavirus-led impact on those specific mid-caps that is happening. Right. It's the own stocks which are getting beaten down and not getting bought into. An HDFC Bank or Reliance Industries, which is down 20% from its recent highs. So that's the pocket. Kotak was a separate case today, but otherwise even that's kind of been like that. So you can almost sense that this is maybe ETF money or maybe otherwise which is floating out. I'm not the expert out here about what's the color of the money which is moving out, but it's moving out for sure. And we're seeing that in the way some of those overall stocks are getting beaten down. Until that stops, it might just be difficult for the markets to claw a meaningful way back, because these are the heavyweight spaces. When 20% of the Nifty is not participating, it's very difficult for the index to make a meaningful move upwards. Let's wait and watch if it does.
Right, absolutely. I agree with you there, Neeraj. We'll have to watch out for that one. Thanks for that perspective there, Neeraj. But let's talk about, well, exactly that sector that the Neeraj was alluding to, and that is the banking sector. And we have an update with respect to Yes Bank. And I'm going to get in Vishwanath now to talk to us a little more about what the updates are. We see some very important updates coming in for Yes Bank.
Yeah. So after the early morning news where Bloomberg reported that the government has allowed SBI to form a consortium, which will then look at investing in Yes Bank. Later in the day, just maybe an hour ago, Yes Bank put out a stock exchange notification essentially clarifying on the matter. What they said is that they have not received any kind of announcement or any kind of proposal from SBI or RBI or the government so far, and that the bank as of now is unaware of any such development. What they said, however, is that they are in the process of looking at various options that are available to them. They want to raise 10,000 crore, so that process is still on. But SBI's announcements was slightly more interesting. What SBI said was neither a confirmation nor a denial of this story that was put out by Bloomberg. Essentially, they said that they will meet any regulatory timelines required to make any announcements, if there are any announcements. So it was a bit vague in that nature, but if you were to look at it from a slightly more reporting point of view, then there is a chance that there might be some kind of announcement, either positive or negative, some kind of announcements coming in from SBI within the 24-hour timeline that SEBI mandates for a listed entity to disclose something that is material. So yeah.
Okay, well, we'll be watching out for that. So I reckon the next 10-15 hours will be very crucial when it comes to State Bank of India. Well, Vishy, thanks so much for getting us those updates. So, of course, well, by tomorrow, we should have some sort of an idea of whether or not something is happening in this space. And so do stay tuned in. But on the whole, well, given the fact that we have seen markets advance, and, well, given at least in certain stocks, we're starting to see, well, your momentum return. Well, of course, can always be taken as a positive. Whether or not this stays is, well, it's anyone's guess. But on that note, it's a wrap on the markets, but there's lots more lined up. Stay tuned to BloombergQuint.